Oh yeah, he's terrible in this game.
He activated. Start doing that actually.
I feel like Mega Man has seen the sand more than I have.
Are you practicing Jinxie?
In my own sense, I'm practicing. I'm just trying to get like a complete run done.
Right.
Yeah.
So far, I've only gotten one run done, and it's the 52-minute time.
Yeah, it's good to just get used to the game instead of like plunging straight into strats, honestly. Just get a feel of how Mega Man works.
Right now, I'm having the dumbest problem. I'm really inconsistent in making the jump over to the balloon thing.
You use Rush or the slide?
The slide.
You can use Rush like right at the edge of the pit and jump on Rush. It makes it a lot easier. I see a lot of players. I've been
contemplating that so much.
There's a lot of players that still do it with top times. Honestly.
Yeah, especially if you're doing Bright first as well. Like, because it sucks to miss it if you're doing Bright first. And you have to do.
Oh no, I'm doing the Pharaoh first row.
Okay.
Okay, well you don't have RC at that point. So you have to do the slide jump for that one, right?
Yeah, I would say just try to go later than you think you need to go.
Yeah,
I look at Mega Man's hand in most
like
games.
I just did it just now, just like a second ago.
Yeah.
I think my visual cue is Mega Man's backhand in most games. Like if his hand is still on the ground, like he can still slide.
Yeah, definitely. That's a really good one, for sure. I use that too. Waiters here, Bubba Bear. Thank you for the raid. Welcome everybody. How's it going?
We're gonna try again because we're playing well. We're fairly well.
Oh, yeah, I should go figure out dinner.
If we could get the mole skip, that was a peak.
Yep. Alright. Have a good night, guys. I'm gonna jump out of here.
Alright, man.
Take it easy.
Peace, dude. I might hit you up later.
Do it.
Cool.
Okay, bye.
Peace. I love this Yoshi's Island song.
So, for those of you who don't know, I kind of jump off the cloud there to make the next guy spawn sooner. As he starts circling around sooner. So I can jump off of him a little bit sooner. Good. This pace is even better than it was on the previous run so far. A little early to call it a pace. There we go.
Need to investigate food.
That would be a good idea.
I had like 15 wings earlier, like I'm still feeling full. My brother has like leftover turkey in the fridge. He's like, yo, eat my leftover turkey. I'm like, I'm gonna fall asleep speedrunning if I do that.
Turkey sounds good instead of the usual hot dog diet that I always have.
Dang.
Like my diet's like literally nothing but hot dogs and Taco Bell.
Yeah. I call it the poor man's food, but
Well, the poor man's food is very delicious to me.
I mean, I have one. I had hot dogs yesterday. Like, it's not a bad thing, but it's just annoying when you eat the same things over and over.
Oh yeah. That's why I mix it up with chicken. My pharaohs are getting better at least. Got a
Yes.
226 kill on him.
What is a good pharaoh? Is it sub 210 or something like that?
Yeah, mine is like 209. I think my gold's like 27, very late 27.
I know wine is so slow because I'm always hesitant to jump because of the little enemy flying above because I'm afraid of taking damage and then falling down the hall.
What's up, Riley, by the way? You're here. Oh, there are 2 rooms that just destroy you. Hoping you can show you how to do device. Okay. The one is the 3 turret room in drill. Okay. And the other is the 2 solid screen in C3. Okay. Let's go there. And then I gotta investigate food, I think. Okay, so drill, yeah. The one you have to freeze, right? The best thing I can say for that is get a good visual cue for timing it. Like mine, because of the way my TV is
Oh man, one shot
is
didn't
it
work.
locking into the floor. There's like a line in the bottom, and the bottom half of the screen underneath that line is gone on my TV when it comes into place. So the way I visualize it is
It's so
that
good.
line in the floor is like clicking into the bottom of the screen. Like the line itself must meet the very bottom. So I have been using that as my cue. So
Oh,
for
no, I
instance,
got
we'll
hit.
save here. So I try to wait until that line there, boom, and that should do it right there. Yeah, I'll just save right here. Boom. Boom. However, if you're on emulator, you will still see that part that just went under the floor. Like depending on your screen. So that cue won't work for you. But that whole locking in thing is what really helps me. Like I'm really looking at that line, like I'm watching that line, and then when it hits the floor, that's when I'm tapping the freeze. So you're on NES? Okay, so if you're playing on CRT and stuff, that's probably what you'll see, is you'll probably see that line, and you just gotta lock in. I would just practice locking in until you feel very comfortable doing it. And then depending on what you want to do here, like this is one of the safe ways, I suppose, is to lock it, jump, and just walk it, right? Just like that. It's pretty easy. Like that. And then you could probably start doing slides like that. Oops. Like, and you can do like slides all the way up or whatever. Oops.
Oh, that refill slowed me down. Oh, that refill almost killed me.
There you go. 243.
Bad refill always throws me off.
I had it. Oh, come on. You usually do the walk because the slides mess you up. Yeah, do whatever feels like you can do it. You know, it's a scary room still, like with the slides, because that happens, like drops. And that really messes up your flow for getting these slide jumps out of the way here.
We can still salvage this.
Yeah, ladders are so slow, oh my god.
Okay. Take that fight.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Alright guys, best pace. Minus 7.7.
Pog.
Going into Wily again.
Good luck.
I just feel like I'm playing really well and I know I'm gonna start playing like shit in like about an hour, so I just need to like get this while I can. There's like this window of opportunity. It's like a Stanley Cup.
Trying to salvage the energy.
I don't know, it's just like I compare it to sports, like there's a window of winning and then there's a window of rebuild.
Yeah, it was good to have you, Brian. It was fun to chat, and it's cool that you're playing some Mega Man with us. You have a lot of skill, and you're a cool soul, so thanks for kicking it. But yeah, I mean, it's perfectly fine to do the walk. Like, if I'm doing the walk like that, it's 309, right? And that's with, like, a little baby drop, 309. See, it did the same thing. See, there's a bigger one. 339, just from that. 304. From the walk. And then if you do the slides, oops. See, I got a drop. That ended up being 304. 238. So it's like 20 frame difference, which is like a spike slide, I guess. So that's not a huge time loss as far as like your overall run. So if you don't feel comfortable, walking is probably just fine.
I messed up that screen, but still ahead.
Yeah, 244. Make sure to jump. 242. Aw, dang it. Yep. So tutorials, let's go, I suppose. I would like to make... I'm writing up a beginner's guide that keeps getting, like, longer, so I reorganize it and cut stuff, or decide that, like, I'm gonna
Oh
put
man,
that in
I
something
keep
else
missing
later.
the skip tonight.
But it'd be cool to make castle tutorials, especially. And when I say tutorial, like, I would eventually like to make one that's, like, really good. But for now, for what I'm doing, it'd probably be a, like, here's what I do and why I do it. A huge breakdown. But knowing me, it probably would end up being me just talking forever, and I would have to edit it. Or redo it. There we go. 236 is pretty good. Alright, so now we're going to Cossack 3, the Saw room. Cossack 3, here we go. Alright, so...
Oh, will you get up there? Come on. I hate going
we're in
ice
Cossack
first.
1. Switch to balloon, that's the first switch. So there's 1 balloon there, 2, 3 there. And then 5 more. 1, 2, 3. I don't have to do the balloon, but I'm doing it. 4 or 5. Yeah, 8 for the first stage, and then in the second stage, you're just left. Oh, I should just go to 1.
Unbelievable.
Gosh,
Unbelievable.
sorry. There you go. And then screw it, whatever. I'm just gonna use a little bit. I'm not gonna take the time to make it precise. But basically, you've used a little bit of ring ammo. Ideally, you're just gonna refill ring and Pharaoh. So we used a little bit of ring ammo. Let's save too. Do you know about ride and slides? Like a platform like this, you can just do a neutral slide on it and be safe. There's a lot of platforms like that, especially in Dive. Also, yeah, I'm not on Ring yet. I'm supposed to be on Buster. So I try to jump up there, kill that guy. I try to take the top route and try to kill them because they cause a bunch of lag if you don't. Like, you'll see the screen start to slow down because I didn't get that guy and those guys are going. You can also try to basically time it so you're moving as little as possible while all that stuff is on screen. I'll get this guy. This is where you would switch to ring.
Somehow.
Oh, okay, I got stomped, that's fine. So, if you get stomped, it's unfortunate, because I believe on that first ring refill, it maxes out your ring. If you get stomped, you lose a lot of HP. If you have full HP and full ring, then you don't really have to drops, which is one of the scariest parts of the next screen. But I got hit, so that's good for practice. So, I do a shot on the way off the ladder. Hold on. So I do like this.
Alright.
So I'm like, I
somehow.
shoot up it.
It's a great fight. Sorry, Toad, go ahead.
No, you're okay. You're doing stuff too. I'm sorry. So you shoot here, and then what I do is I do like a slide shot. You just go like that, and then you make it on here, and then you just go. So ideally it should be like, see, we got drops, that's the scary part. Ideally it should be something like that. And you'll still get a drop too because of the... You can still slow down because of the ammo drop like that. And if you get like a drop and you're scared, just like stop sliding. You know, or you can do something like that, like take a back D-boost. But that's what I do. I would say the key points are that jump off kill so you can get on the platform and you're safe to do your slide shot. So I would just kill and then slide shot. Second slide shot you fail? Okay. Yeah, I would just save state like here and just do it over and over again like that. Like so for instance you can do like even with the drop. Like you could practice like doing it with the drop. Oops. So 2 drops. Oops. Oops. I keep throwing it the other way somehow. Oops. There we go. So, no problem. I hope it helps. That's the thing I would say just about anything that's complicated ever. Like, the more you can break it down into pieces that you can perform consistently successful, I think the more helpful it is. Like, if you're able to say, okay, well, at the very beginning, this part fundamentally needs to go right for anything else to go right. And, like, because if that's where you are messing up at that point, then that's where you want to, you know, practice till you get it. Like with the wall jumps for the balloons, that's usually what I tell people is just wait till you see Mega Man standing on the balloon, like that. Like, that small moment of him standing is your window to jump. And it's pretty generous. It seems small when you're looking at it, but it's pretty easy to time. So I just usually tell people just, like, spend some time just seeing the jump window itself, and then just practice adding the jump. Like, you don't even have to be doing any strat, just practicing it somewhere. Like, practice, you know, getting the jump. And then once you kind of get comfortable with getting the positioning and jumping, you know, naturally, casually, then you can maybe go work on the strat. You can say, okay, well, now that I know how it works, like, this is just, I just need to implement it in this way. You know, as opposed to feeling like it's a complete mystery. Like, you're like, I don't know how the heck I'm gonna do it. That kind of thing. So... But yeah, the more you can break it down into, like, digestible pieces, so that way you can really identify where in the chain of those pieces it's breaking down and going wrong. Because you're able to be like, okay, well, this is, like... And then you also have to pay attention to consistently wrong, because if you're doing something consistently wrong, there's some consistency going on there. You are doing the same thing. You're capable of doing, you know, a focused, consistent thing. Just it happens to be the thing you're doing is killing you. So I like the idea of, like, if you die by jumping too much, practice dying by jumping too little. You know? Like, aim to go jump so little that you die from it, and then you're like, okay, well, now I'm dying from that, so let's take it just a little bit more above that, back kind of in the direction of dying from jumping too much. And so it's kind of like you can just kind of ping-pong between the two until you kind of find your sweet spot, I guess, if that makes sense. Like, or at least those are some things that help me, especially in Kaizo Mario, the whole, like, gauging it by too much and too little, like, sometimes, because sometimes it'll just be consistently too much, so it's like, yeah, I'm just practicing doing it wrong, but I am building consistency and doing it wrong. So, cool. Well, I have to, eat dinner and get food for the fam, so I might take a break, but probably come back later and chill and...
Oh, I just got back.
Play. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I gotta eat and get the kiddos some food and figure all this out.
Speaking of food, Toad, I have a question to ask you about Twitter yesterday.
Oh, okay. Oh, with the Grubhub?
Yes.
Yeah, so I ordered food, and it was, like, pretty expensive. Like, to...
It's
Did I just reset my timer?
The delivery and the tips.
God
like,
damn, I'm
even
gonna
with,
have to go look at the VOD.
Like, I even have free delivery for, like, 2 places, and it was still, like, a crazy amount just for a $6 order. Like, almost $20.
Yeah, They took my order, and then canceled my order, and then were like... took from you, you'll probably see it again in 10 days, don't worry. You can get 10% off next time, though. I'm like, like, if that's all you're gonna give me for, like, taking money that I won't be able to use, you know, that I was going to use to eat, you know, during a pandemic when I'm, like, laid off, you know, it's just, it's not the restaurant's problem, really. I'm not mad at any, like, personal individual, just the system and that. That's a lot of money to have to wait a long time to get
Did
back.
somebody
So
catch the time on the last hit by any chance?
That's what...
Oh,
That's
I'm
what
sorry, man.
happened.
I'm over here complaining about.
No, it's just like PB, but I got so excited I hit the reset button. I didn't hit the split button.
That sounds...
So, like, I finished the game, so, like, the PB exists, but it's just, like...
GG. Are you streaming more, Mannix?
I'm
Are
thinking
you
about
gonna
it.
wrap it
Yeah,
up,
I'm
or-
just I'm gonna have to go find out what this time is, though. So can I open my past broadcast while I'm
Okay.
streaming?
Well, maybe I might raid Jinxie.
Yeah, sure. Be cool.
Because I haven't raided Jinxie in a while, so.
Yeah.
we'll do that, and then I'll see you guys later. Thanks for chilling, and
Alright, I'm just gonna mute my
I'll-
mic, guys. I'm gonna see if I can find
later,
this.
Debu. Bye, Mannix. Bye. I'll
Later.
probably be around in like maybe an hour or two, doing the same old. So I'll see you. Peace.
I'll be here. I'm probably gonna be practicing all night.
Good. Yeah, practicing is good. Practicing is good. It's really good feeling to go into a room and say to yourself, I know exactly what I want from this. And you can say to yourself too, like, I know exactly how it could go wrong.